The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, are property taxes really going away? I don't think so, but Seminole County Property Appraiser David Johnson will be here to tell you about how they really figure out what your house is worth. It's just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. People ask me all the time if I feel guilty for filing bankruptcy for people. No, I do not. I feel guilty not filing bankruptcy for hardworking families who are struggling every month to put food on the table. Call me now. You have power. Welcome to You Have Real Estate from the Renewal by Anderson Studios. I am your host, Justin Clark. A great show ahead today, but first, the opening statement. All right, look, we've all heard all this property tax stuff. Property taxes are totally going away, they say. Look, I don't know if that's really going to happen. I don't really see that happening, but we'll talk about it in a few minutes. But if you own a house, you have noticed over the last few years that your property taxes have certainly gone up, and that's happened because the price of real estate has gone up. The value of your home has gone up. But there's some ways that you can make sure that your taxes don't increase dramatically year over year. And I'm afraid some of you are really missing the boat on this. We're going to answer that question. How do you keep your property taxes low? By asking real questions. Every weekend here on the program, we ask real questions to the trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Kick it off today. A good buddy of mine, the elected official, the Seminole County Property Appraiser, David Johnson's here. DJ, how are you, brother? Good
Great.
to see you,
Thanks
man.
for having me again.
And we don't have to make any political commentary if you want, but everyone's heard about the whole property taxes going away thing. I mean, is that remotely possible?
No.
Yeah.
There needs to be tweaks, and I think that's what we'll see moving forward. And certainly, you know, my job would be a lot easier if we didn't have property tax. I'd have more friends than I currently do. But no, I think the legislature will start meeting in January, and I think you'll see some proposals that will come out to tweak some things that need to be done, especially for first-time home buyers, the elderly. People who currently own their home and have as their primary resident are fairly well protected right now with Save Our Homes and with the homestead exemption. But there are some things that need to be changed up on that. And I think you'll see that. The good news is we'll go through this legislative session in 2026, and the voters, which is what I love, they will decide what happens and what doesn't happen. Because anything that changes exemptions or the property tax system is embedded in the Constitution of the state, and the voters are the only ones that can change that.
Absolutely, as it should be. I think I totally agree with that 100%. So, but let's talk about property. Let's talk about appraising in general. So, and many of you have bought houses in the past. You've gotten a mortgage. You've got to get an appraisal on your home to get the mortgage qualified and get the deal closed. It takes 3 or 4 days to get that appraisal done. You're doing an appraisal for an entire county, a whole different process. How in the world do we do that?
So some of it's very similar, but you're right. We're doing it en masse. We're doing it on 200,000 pieces of property in Seminole County, about $80 billion worth of value every year. So what we use is a sales comparison approach. That's why we are so connected with our real estate professionals in this community, and we're blessed that we have a lot of sales of comparable properties. So we take sales of a property, homes in a certain neighborhood, and we model that. So if we know a 2,500 square foot house is selling for $250 a square foot, all things being equal, you can make that assumption about other houses in the neighborhood. And we do this en masse every year. And so what we're looking at is, how's our assessment stack up against what the sale prices are? If we're low, we need to raise them. If we're high, we need to lower the values. So what we're seeing right now is very much a stabilization and pretty much a flat market.
So over the last couple of years, the values have obviously gone up because the price of houses have gone up. So it means taxes have gone up as well. But I'm afraid that maybe some of you don't understand the whole homestead thing. And I think that's where David's really going to be able to inform you today on all of the benefits of homestead because there are several, right? So number one, focus a little bit on the people who have had the homestead exemptions on their property over the last few years. As prices have skyrocketed, their taxes have gone up, but just a little bit. Why is that?
So what happens with the homestead exemption, and that's the exemption that's given to every property owner in the state of Florida, that's their primary residence. And primary residence being that's where they live. You can only have one. You can't have 5. You only have one primary residence. But folks who have a homestead exemption on their home, they get a couple benefits. One, they get immediate in Seminole County about $500 or $600 less per year in property taxes. But as you said, the big key is it protects you from any spiking and how much the value can go up from year to year.
Right.
So let's assume, like we've had a few years ago, values were going up 7, 8, 9% a year. Folks who had a homestead exemption were only seeing their value go up 1.5%, 2%, 3% because it says that we cannot increase the assessed value more than 3% or the consumer price index, whichever is less. So that is a huge protection. The other thing that happens is when that person gets ready to sell their home, all those savings that they had from their prior home, they can take with them to their new home, whether they're moving across the street in Seminole County or to Miami-Dade County.
Right.
So it's 3 huge benefits for a homestead exemption.
Yeah. How do I check? I'm at home right now. I don't know if I have it or not. Is there a way to check?
Absolutely. So the easiest way to do it is go on our website, scpafl.org. You can pull up your property by its address, by your last name, by your subdivision. Pull it up, your property record card will come up, and it'll say right there, front and center, do I have a homestead exemption or not? Yes or no. And if you don't, then there's a link to apply for homestead exemption. And my encouragement is, and I know my real estate professional friends do this, anybody that has bought a house since January 1 of 2025 needs to check that right now. It's
Absolutely.
November. They can pre-file. They'll be entitled to the exemption for 2026, but go ahead and go on there right now and you can pre-file and you won't forget.
Now, let's say that I live in Seminole County and I think that maybe the value of my home is too high right now, because obviously, again, you're doing this for hundreds of thousands of properties.
Absolutely.
Maybe there is 1 or 2 that is not correct. Is there a way for me to make sure that the value is correct, and are you offended if I do ask a question about that?
Absolutely not. That is, I work with a great group of professionals every day. We want, again, go back on that website, look at it. In fact, fun fact, the tax collector just mailed out tax bills on November the 1st. So you will have an idea about what your value is on there. Take a look at it. If you think it's out of whack, call us, email us. We are not offended whatsoever. You're right. We've got a couple 100,000 pieces of property we're looking at on a daily basis. We will look at it anyway and make whatever changes we need to make.
Perfect. And again, if you're not happy with the amount, J.R. Kroll's the bad guy anyway. He's the one collecting the taxes, not you, right?
Right, exactly.
Obviously, great to see you as always. David Johnson, Seminole County Tax Collector, doing a Seminole County Property Appraiser, doing such a fantastic job over there. And the group in Seminole County, all of the constitutional officers, you guys work so well together, and I think so approachable is such a great thing for Seminole County. Keep up the great work, man.
Thanks for the opportunity, Justin.
Good to see you. Here's what we're going to do. A quick break. When we come back, let's see what is on the market right now. Have these prices come down a little bit, stayed about the same? As You Have Real Estate continues. Welcome to our house. I mean, you spend more time here than I do, but it is hurricane season. You know our windows are terrible. Yeah. When hurricanes roll through, we actually go to your parents' house because we feel safer there, because you don't feel the wind vibration. Go feel the windows right now. Hit the windows like that. Okay. This is not a window.
No, and
it should
I mean,
ever
there's
be relied
condensation
upon
from just our sprinkler.
But during a storm like that, you wonder why you feel the vibrations. Even when a summer storm rolls through, we feel the vibrations here. That's why Dan Brigman is here today, Renewal by Anderson. Dan, as a man, I want to feel like I have a safe, protected place for my family. And I don't here. I'm not ready for hurricane season because of the windows that we have. What can I do as a family guy to make sure my family's safe during the storm season?
Well, first thing you have to do is you got to do what, you've got to inspect your windows. You've got to know and learn about what you have. And you know, Justin, what you have is not a hurricane window. That's not going to stop anything from coming in this house. If a shingle or a terracotta tile were to blow off in your next door neighbor's house in a windstorm and hit that, and you're sitting at this table, it is not a good day. All right, it is coming through. So what we have to do is we have to get coastal windows in this house, and we have to get them in as soon as we can.
I totally agree. The financing that you have too is fantastic. You make it super easy for me to afford windows in my house.
Yes, we do. Look, we know that no home improvement project is cheap, right? I mean, most of us just don't carry, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 around in our pocket, right? And so what you have to do is you have to make it affordable for our homeowners, and that's just what we do through our easy pay plans. We have multiple different ways that we do business. We have 12 months no interest, 18 months, 24 months. We even have 180-month low interest plans. Some of them as low as 5.9. You can't even buy a house.
You can't. Not even close. Do you feel? Thank you, Dan, for coming. By the way, do you feel better?
I do.
Are you going to stop yelling at me?
I mean, Dan's here, so Dan's going to save the day. RVA is always going to save the day.
Renewal by Anderson, QR code on the screen right now. Get your family prepared for hurricane season and storm season. Even if the hurricane doesn't come through, the storm season gets scary here in Florida as well. Do it today. Welcome back to the show. One of the main reasons we do the show is so that you really know in real time what is going on in this real estate market. And we're always honest with you. We're telling you exactly what's happening right now in Central Florida's real estate market. Two experienced agents, still young looking, of course. I haven't been experienced. Sometimes that word doesn't sound right. It's like you've been doing it for a long time. You have. But you both obviously look young, and I would never thought you've been doing it, Ruthie, 30 years in real estate.
33.
And Christine as well. You've been doing it since 2018. So you've seen the ups and downs in the real estate world. And Ruthie, let me start with you. What are you seeing right now in this real estate market?
Well, you just asked me a little bit earlier before we started, how's the market doing? And I said that I always think the market is a fantastic market. There's always buyers, there's always sellers, there's always investors. And as long as those three different categories, three different consumers exist in our market, it's a good market, right? It's not good for everybody. However, we are going through some challenges, but it is a market for somebody. There is a buyer who is ready to buy. There is a seller who maybe is going through some life-triggered situations that need to sell. And there's investors out there who are ready to invest in our market. So I think it's a good market for some, not a great market for others.
And Central Florida's real estate market is a little bit different than the rest of the country in that we have so many people who come here, not just from New York and California, but from overseas as well. New York's been in the news with the mayor race here recently, so maybe there will be even more of an influx of people coming from New York. But what are you seeing when it comes to Central Florida right now when it comes to international buyers and buyers from other parts of the country?
In Lake County, we really see an influx of South American buyers. Brazil is very strong, but also from European buyers in Germany, the UK. Everybody's kind of leaning towards the Disney corridor. But people, as they are coming more and more, they start learning that there is something around Disney that they have not seen before. Like Lake County is seeing a lot of influx in terms also of luxury.
And so Lake County, again, Lake County is more like Tennessee to me, if you think about it. It really is. And a lot of people, we've always had people coming to Orlando because of Disney, moving in Dr. Phillips and those parts of the areas, but it really is, the international buyer really is moving out to the suburban parts of Central Florida, like Lake County.
Yes.
It's
the acreage that they are looking for. It's less traffic, and we still have the proximity to the city, which is fantastic if you want to go there and enjoy all the entertainment, but you have your peace and quiet when you want to go home.
I love it. I love Lake County. What do you think is going to happen? We're almost at the end of the year now, shockingly enough. What do you see for 2026 in this real estate market? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, we can't predict the future. However, I think it's going to be very positive. Like you said, there's a lot of people coming from other areas to our state. We are a very attractive state. Disney is not the only thing that is attractive in our area. So as you had the property appraiser here earlier talking about that, I think when they become homeowners here in Florida, and that is their primary residence, that benefit of having that homestead exemption is really a key for our future home buyers here in Florida. I think that prices here are still affordable,
They sure
right?
are.
And compared to other states, so that brings a lot of attraction to our state. And you still have a lot of city life, whether you're in Lake County or right here in Orange County, Seminole County. You have a very great lifestyle in the state of Florida that you don't have in other states. And I think that's 2026 is going to bring a lot more people to us. It's going to bring up the values. I strongly believe that. I can't predict where interest rates are going to be. We can never do that. But we're at a position right now where I think it's a good market. I think the interest rates are good, and it has a lot of potential opportunities for a lot of buyers out there.
Hey, Christine, do you think it's safe to say that this might be more of a healthy market now than it was a year and a half or 2 years ago? Because if you go back 2 years, it was almost impossible for a buyer to even buy a house because there were so many offers on them. Now buyers are not necessarily fully in control, but certainly way more in control of their own real estate destiny than they were 2 years ago.
Yes, I definitely see that it's a more balanced market, especially in the mid-range price sections. We do some acceleration in the luxury market, but that's nationwide, it appears. Why that is, we don't know exactly, but it seems like the affordability is something that needs to be addressed down the road so that first-time homebuyers have a good chance and also elderly people have a good chance.
Have there been buyers, in your estimation, sitting on the sideline over the last 6 months or a year because the rates have been higher and they've been afraid to pull the trigger? Has that been a thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And what do you tell a buyer, Ruthie, like that? A buyer who's saying, well, I'll just wait around until the rates come down. You must talk to buyers all the time who have that sentiment. What do you tell that person?
Well, I think when you sit down with a professional who understands the market dynamics and understands that particular buyer's situation, you can create a strategic plan for that individual. Not every customer, not every buyer is going to be created equal. Their situation is going to be different from somebody else's situation. So if you're asking that consumer, that buyer, real open-ended questions to discover where they are in their real estate journey, then you can create that plan for them based on their individual situation to actually then move forward. So I think that every professional, every realtor that sits with a customer needs to have that conversation prior to making them going out there to look at properties that may not meet their level of finances, their expectations. So I think in 2026, we need to sit down more often with our customers, ask them key questions on their particular needs and wants, and then move forward from that.
You two are doing such amazing work, and I think it's so important for a buyer or seller to choose the right agent, an agent who knows the area, an agent who knows the business, and certainly you two do. Thank you so much. Great to see you both. And by the way, if you're scared of interest rates as a buyer, you have power again. You can say, hey, seller, I'll buy your house. Help me buy down the rate. So don't let the rates dissuade you from buying real estate when it might be a property that you absolutely love or a property that's going to make you money in the long term. Quick break. You have Real Estate continues.
I've got to be honest with you, I hate our yard.
Obviously, I know that. I mean, you've already been honest about it.
I mean, it's literally, we bought this beautiful house and the side of our house is so dead.
I think that you don't like it, obviously, because we have a lot of trees, and especially this time of year, it's beautiful out, and you feel like you don't even want to go outside because it's just ugly. And I agree with you.
Well, I love the trees, but I hate the fact that our grass doesn't grow because of the trees.
Okay.
So what did I do?
Well, you've already done it.
Well, I might have called our friend Ryan over from Delaturf to have him over because I simply cannot look at our yard anymore. And I want something where I can be happy to go outside, go hang out, enjoy the beautiful weather, but not be like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Please don't look out my window.
And for me, I'm glad you did in some ways. And a lot of things for me is like about trust, especially when it comes to doing things around the house. Like I really want to trust who is going to not only be around our house, especially when I'm at work and you're home. I want to know that that team is going to take care of you, number one, but also make sure that when it comes to the financial aspect of it, they're going to take care of us. Absolutely. And I mean, honestly, I think I'm saving you a little bit of money because we could be replacing all that with like, I don't know, real grass. But why not use artificial turf and have it, one-time purchase, right? And then we can have something beautiful and it's not going to die. So can I get a putting green?
Yes, you can.
You promise?
But we have to talk to Ryan first about our consultation.
All right.
Ryan, thank you for coming to our house, Justin. Are you
Thank
excited?
you, Ryan. I'm more excited, honestly.
Listen, Ryan's here to save the day. You're here to save our yard. Okay, so tell me, how is this process going to work?
So basically do the first thing, which is call us out so we can come out, take a look at the area. We typically bring samples and kind of get a plan together for you that fits the budget and obviously is fun for everyone at the same time.
So I have a budget in mind, of course, but I also don't know exactly what I want. So I just know when I walk outside, and especially when she walks outside because she gets mad at me and she's like, it's ugly. But we really don't know exactly what we want. The design part is important to me. Can you help me with the design?
100%. Yes, that's exactly what we're here for, is to kind of, again, take a look at that area. And if you don't have any ideas in mind, then we can kind of throw some stuff at you and see what you like the best. So we can cater to what you're looking for at the same time.
And it's not just turf. I mean, I really love kind of like the stepping stone thing to kind of break it up. I mean, I'm seeing it everywhere. It's super trendy. You guys do that too?
Oh, 100%. Yes. Very, very popular option to have the stepping stones with turf strips in between.
I'm onto something.
Yeah. Speaking of stepping stone, though, as well, I mean, I have a big outdoor area with really nothing. It's a blank canvas. What if we come up with an idea for the entire thing? I'm talking outdoor kitchen, everything, but then we also do kind of stepping stone one step at a time and do it over time. Have you ever done that?
Oh, yes. Many times we've actually done it to where we have a foundation laid and then we can come back after and do things like outdoor kitchens or pergolas or anything that can be on top of the foundation.
Well, Ryan, we're excited to use DelaTurf, really kind of change our yard. I'm excited because the best time of the year is here, and I'm finally going to be proud of our yard.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't think we're changing our yard. I think we're changing our lives in so much, especially as the weather is so amazing now. You think about, we have 3,000 square feet under air, but now really we have 5,000 square feet because we can use that outdoor area and enjoy this time of year.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty.
It is.
It's the best of both worlds. You should call DelaTurf today if you can't stand your yard, or maybe you just want a little refresh, a little remodel, because they really do it all.
Welcome back to the show. So you want to buy a house, you feel like you can't afford a house, interest rates are high, prices of real estate is high. Just go a little bit north of Orlando and see what you can afford, because I'm telling you, it's more affordable in Ocala. The queen of real estate in Ocala, Elisha Lopez, joins me. It is, Elisha, it's just more reasonably priced real estate, significantly less in Ocala.
It is, I mean, and it's been that way for a really long time. So a lot of times, like, oh, it's good, the prices are going to become not affordable. But I believe that no matter what, we're always going to be one of the most affordable areas in Florida.
But also a great investment as well, and I know this because I'm going to be at WEC with my daughters. WEC is the World Equestrian Center, and I just booked the hotel at WEC for, this is like beautiful. 3 weeks down the road.
Yeah.
But expensive, my goodness. I think Airbnb rentals around WEC, great business model.
Absolutely, yes. And anything within a 20-minute ride to the Equestrian Center is like hot real estate. But think about that, 20 minutes. So if you just got another 10 minutes, what's 10 minutes when you can save a whole lot of money?
Absolutely.
And so for investors, that's really the way to go. Extra 10 minutes, tens of thousands of dollars difference.
Well, I always ask you what you think of the real estate market next year, but what do you think about Elisha Lopez next year? What do you see for yourself in this real estate world?
Lots of changes, good stuff, fresh starts.
Are you excited about next year?
I am. I'm already excited. I'm excited about today, tomorrow, next year. It's really good.
The positive attitude is pervasive, if that's the right word, and I appreciate it. I always feel more positive when you come in here. Even if I'm having a bad day, you make my day better.
Yay.
You do that with your agents as well. You have a lot of agents that work under you, and a big part of your life, I think, is making sure those agents are successful. How important is their success to you?
I don't take that lightly at all. It's a huge responsibility that I have so many amazing agents that their anniversaries are coming up that are 10 years with me, and which is unheard of.
A decade.
Yes, and I love them and they love me, and we're one big happy family. But it's really important to me that they're okay, because they've put their life, their family's lives, their future in my hands, and that's kind of scary at times, but at the same time, it's so exciting.
In a world where agents bounce around from broker to broker all the time, having multiple agents for more than a decade says something about what you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Don't you think? If you'd like to see any real estate in really throughout Florida, but she really knows that Ocala and Marion County market, Elisha will be happy to show them to you this weekend. QR code on the screen. Thank you to our great guest, amazing team. Most importantly, thank you. See you again next week for more You Have Real Estate.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.